we could do what we used to do. I'll just stand there in silence for a bit.
David, shut up. We're starting.
Hey guys, welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. I am David. I go by Zenokami in someplace on the internet. My pronouns are he, him. We're gonna get started here with our our first real session here on the channel. But before we do, let's just do a quick round, say hello to our players. Starting, I'll just go from the top of my screen here. Hannah, you want to say hi?
Hi. I'm Hannah. I am playing our gnome bard character, Pamenia Knackle. Shooting it over to Max. Or
I am Max, and I'll be playing Adenor, who is a exemplar, and pronouns he, him.
Nigel?
Right, Nigel, as previously mentioned, and I'll be playing our best mages, Luna, which is she, her, and last is Al. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay.
You can go.
And I'm Ollie. He, him. I play Lycus the Stratus. Also he, him, and an idiot. And captain of the ship somehow. So.
Awesome. All right, guys. Yes, so let's see. With that, why don't we go ahead? We get started here. Players, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an intro here in just a moment. But first, I'm going to start off for our audience. So let's see here what I have. In a world desiccated by the thefts of its oceans and ravaged by an alien entity known as the Monarch, one motley pirate crew dares to fight their way to a better tomorrow. They were originally brought together as strangers in the deep and savage wilds of the Whispering Jungle. During their time in that untamed wilderness, they faced numerous foes and brought a dying community back from the brink. Now, aboard their damaged airship, the Oka's Will, the merry folk venture forth towards the Ironwood in search of a shipwright. And so our saga continues. If you guys want to check out those adventures, head over to Delta Cryptid Productions. All right, so, merry folk. You've all had a very odd dream. In this dream, you were all recruited by a dragon-riding warrior named Rabulus to fight on behalf of Thadril, the god of creation from the pantheon of Oros, the continent of Histaeria's primary religion. You were not alone, as aside from your crew in the dream, you were all reunited with Cress Estuary and their companion, Cuthbert, the dragon. You were also introduced to the axe-wielding runic researcher, Finn Reese, the undying elven cleric, Volo de Muerto, and the reformed hunter of the Monarch, Mythic, and, of course, the industrious rat folk, Six. After a series of fantastical battles, you all protected a mysterious platinum dragon egg from the clutches of your old foe, Madame Zadok, who had been transformed into an aberration. Upon your victory, you were transported to a strange pocket reality from whence you bid farewell to your companions. Now, you have awoken in your cabins, with the exception of Luna, who awoke in Lycus's bed. After finding the ship to be oddly empty, you all stepped out onto the deck, and there you found the crew and other passengers all staring into the sky, and you've all realized what exactly it is they are not looking at. The red moon, the invader, the source of untold anguish. The Monarch is gone. And as you look around and take stock of your surroundings, you realize that that's not all that is different. Pim has grown antenna, Lycus has grown more lupine and less green, Adenor is entering his dark era, and Luna. Lycus then turned to Yoma, a teenager in his care, and confirmed that nothing seemed amiss to her. And it is this moment that we return to. The Monarch has vanished from the bright midday sky, and the merry folk are all aware that numerous things are not quite the same as they remembered. It is a bright sunny day with no clouds in the sky. The sky is a yellowish green instead of a bright blue, and you stand aboard the deck of your broken airship as it glides high over a jungle valley. And though for all your height, the titanic mountains in the distance on either side seem to loom far above you. The crew and the other passengers are all gathered here at the moment as they absorb the revelation of the monarch's sudden absence. My friends, if you would, how about we go through everybody and get some character descriptions, and then you take it from there for me?
Sure. I'll start.
Go for it.
Pimenianackle is about a 3.5 foot tall rock gnome with white bleach blonde hair, tied up into two really sloppy little buns. She's got really odd looking big bug eyes and some antenna with golden glittery bulbs at the end, and she wears a pair of green overalls and a brightly patterned shirt underneath that, and has a little flute on her waistband, and I think, what do I have? Short sword and a crossbow and some daggers. And that's Pim.
All right, and then for Ednor. So Ednor's hair color has moved from, our classic kind of platinum white to more of a black, but there is a shock of platinum still kind of in the front. But you can tell there's a slightly purple hue. In place of astral wings, permanent kind of sparrow wings, where there is some white kind of along the top ridges on the outside of the wings, along with an additional purple hue, and kind of looks a little more normal. There's a lot less purple emanating from Ednor's body, but you can still see like about a 6'3" tall. Still looks very Asmar in nature, and still relatively imposing, but still there, still a guy.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't all of our silver hair crew isn't gone.
Not silver hair anymore. Nigel?
I'll go next. Lunazra is a 5'8" elf, slim build, pale skin, light violet eyes. She has 2 markings under each eye. That's sort of like an upside down comma. She wears a sort of loose-fitting outfit that starts from the sleeves going down where it opens up more, and has rose designs coming down from the shoulders all the way down to about mid-waist, and then it just fully white. And right now she has a grappling hook that is now attached to her wrist, up to her palm.
I think it's still waist.
Still waist?
Yeah, Vizigia. It's waist. It's a harness or something.
Okay, we'll stick to the waist. Keep it real, Attack on Titan. And yeah, that's it for me then.
And sorry, I was posting to our friends that we're live to make sure some people notice it.
Oh, nice.
But Lycus is a rather short individual, very muscular, but not anything that looks like he was exercising. Mostly just the kind of musculature people get from when they clearly have a job that they've been doing for too long, and it's like, I see, you're specialized in one thing, my man. He's got tossed back dark hair that's starting to gray in bits. Hopefully premature. He doesn't think he's that old, but he's not sure. And otherwise he has this sun-seared brown skin with patches of gray wolf fur and a particularly fluffy, maybe unkempt tail. and golden eyes at the moment. Wouldn't you believe? All right.
Yeah, fantastic. So, crew, you are all aboard the deck. You've taken in your strange new appearances. What do you think's going on? Go for it.
Ednor's going to be just kind of looking around. A heavy weight of seeing the moon gone. He's just like, all right, kind of at ease, but now a little bit confused, like looking around, looking at himself, kind of like turns in a doorway and realizes, like, as he's going up onto the deck, what's up with these wings, right? So kind of like flared him a bit, not used to feeling like these physical wings that are just kind of there. Ednor's kind of gonna look down to the girls just on the crew and kind of just see what's going on, see what's different. Is there anything else that has changed with the crew or on the deck from the last time? And then I can...
With the crew and the deck, not so much. No, they're all pretty consistent with what you remember before.
Okay. I think Ednor is really just going to observe a little bit and watch Lycus, kind of noticing that Lycus is very different. Is just kind of looking around to see what's changed. So I think Ednor's going to sit back for a bit while Lycus kind of mulls this over.
I think realizing the kids have said
It's not your frozen.
Yep. Just noticing that.
That's a really long blink, dude.
He fell asleep on us.
Already. We lost him already.
just meditate.
There he goes. There he is.
There he's back.
Hi, Nigel. All right.
So, noticing that the kids are obviously like, yeah, everything looks normal except up there, you idiot, like, whatever. Just like, all right, well, this is great, crew. Clearly things have gotten better. Everybody keep hands on deck, all whatever. The officers, I think we need to have a meeting in Captain's office. And just try to...
I think so as well.
And it's gonna try and pull back. So they don't immediately think we're all psychopaths.
Yeah, everybody's like in the midst of celebrating. So as you make the announcement, Dorian gives you kind of like a thumbs up, and he's like, he calls out, he's like, Captain, can I break out the good frog wine for such an occasion?
Of course, just make sure Yoma doesn't get it.
Or
Yoma.
Sarah.
Yoma's kind of like, come on, man. But yeah, you guys are able to kind of take a subtle departure towards the stateroom in the back of the ship, where you can kind of have your meeting while they all tend to their stuff.
Okay.
Pim crawls up on the table so that she can be at eye level with all of you guys.
Perfect. Clearly, this is not where we belong, or were before. It doesn't really matter where we belong. So things are different.
Yes, quite clearly. You have a tail. Pim has those antennas.
You see these?
And Edenor, I don't know what's going on with Edenor.
Ednor, you look
Seems
cool.
I could get used to
confident.
it. Well, I'm fairly confident I have wings. But
I'm
aside
fairly
from that,
confident.
I'm still absorbing like the rest
Can
of you.
confirm, yes. Do they work the same? Have you tried flying?
I haven't had quite the chance to yet, but I plan on trying out these bad boys very soon.
Yeah.
Well, along with that, we probably should figure out some details of this world, see if anything's different. I haven't had the chance to really sit down and go over the rules with the rest of the crew, and I don't want the fucking pirate court bastards to come after me again. So I should probably set those rules up. Maybe during that time I could subtly interrogate the crew, see if anything's different about the world.
Wait, did you
Softly.
ever did you ever
saying
tell
sus?
us about the pirate crew interaction? I don't think you told us about that.
we're
No.
just gonna let that one slip.
So
up.
yeah, hold on. What do you mean? Pirate crew?
Let's rewind.
Yeah.
Pirate. Yeah. My bad. So remember when we parlayed, and instead of parlaying, I just killed a man.
Yeah.
Well, there are rules and regulations to being a pirate. Go figure. A few too many, if you ask me. But parlay is one of the important ones, unfortunately. And when I didn't do that parlay correctly, I don't know, godlike pirates summoned me to a court, and then they looked at me like I was a child, and one of these days. But they gave me a warning and said, "Hey, don't fuck up again," and changed my powers a little bit, and now I'm here. That's why sometimes there's a little bit of gold in my, and I try to summon my soul, and instead just like a wolf in the corner just kind of sets up and like walks over. Oh shit.
Whoa. Can I pet him?
All right, things are. Of course, he seems calm. And
Can they just
yeah.
do this at any point? Just summon you?
Seemingly, there was a little bit of rigmarole, but I don't think it's too limited. As long as I get the call, they could probably call me from anywhere.
So wait, what other rules do we need to know about?
Oh, honey, it's a list.
Did you at least write them down so we don't miss any?
No, you cannot write them down.
Oh.
This is important. You cannot write them down.
What happens if we do?
Well, I guess I'll get called again, and since I'm the captain, it comes down to me. So let's not do that.
All right. Hopefully you don't irritate any of us in the future.
But no, I can go over it someday with everyone as we go along. But
what? Why not now?
I mean,
What would you say is the number one? Let's say top three.
Give us the highlights.
The top three. All right, the highlights. Fine. We got enough time, I suppose.
Give me the spark notes.
What the fuck is spark notes, you idiot?
We never used that in high school.
Spark Cliff.
Smart glyph, I like that.
All right. Well, the first three rules are the only ones I actually ever remembered off the top of my head, and it's simple. Rule 1: a pirate is free from all laws but their own, and as such will never strip the freedom of others. So we can't rule. We can only govern, and we can't listen to other laws except these roughly 21, and depending on which region you are, between 21 to 317. The other ones aren't super important, just the ones that the court really establishes themselves. It's complicated.
Luna raised her hand.
Yes, Luna.
If one of the rules is not to limit the freedom of others, I believe we have someone in the, what do we call it? The prisoners' room?
That's punishment. That's punishment for crimes committed. It's different.
Where do we...
Different, and also, we aren't forcing them to do labor. We aren't forcing them to whatever. If anytime, blah, 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 they can choose to die, essentially, is the gist.
Oh, so we may capture, but so long as we don't force them to do anything in their cages.
Exactly. At least that's the way my old captain explained it to me. Hopefully he wasn't too wrong.
We'll see.
Rule 2. Luna, this is for you. You're the only one who's going to remember this, so please.
Okay.
Rule 2. A ship is a democracy. The captain's will does not supersede any others. They are instead tasked with simply leading the crew to achieve their best desires. So, I'm in charge. Doesn't mean shit. As long as I'm not doing a good job, everyone's got to agree to pursue forward. And I just kind of guide sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's why we have an officer's deck, asshole.
Wait, what are the officers?
Well, I just look around. It's you all. We.
Do I have a
Do you
title?
want the fish? Of course.
I think
Um,
we did have some titles.
Uh,
Do I want to be in?
We haven't had a boat for very long, so.
mhm.
Well, this
Well,
one.
you know, I'm building my resume
Yes,
right now. I'm
this
in that
one.
stage of my life, so I just want to know what my title is.
Well, you tend to be the helmsman quite often, but unless you want something more prestigious,
No, helmsman's great.
I'm him, the helmsman.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
At Nor, you would be the first mate in terms of your role, which is mostly to be a wall.
I like to cause problems. Hopefully less.
Oh, he's admitting to it.
And Luna, your role, your position would be, I suppose, you're a bit of a jack of all trades. Would you want to be the engineer?
Ooh, that would fit me quite nicely.
Engineer, strategist, take your pick.
I could be our medic from time to time.
Quartermaster.
You've also done a
Hold
little
all
bit
the
of
magical
cooking.
inventory.
I like all these titles. Shall note them all down.
Why not the I shouldn't say that.
Finally, the last rule, these are known as the original. An alliance between crews is akin to a marriage between families, and betrayal is unforgivable. So if we do make an alliance with people, we have to honor that at all costs. That's one of the reasons I do want to talk about Idris at some point. Do any of you still have the ability to communicate over long distances?
Him should.
Let me try. I don't think it's working.
All right. Well, I am officially in alliance with him. So I will need to pursue his well-being at some point. But, there's only so much we can do.
So how stringent do all these rules fall on the balance of us, since we didn't really know the rules?
They don't give a fuck.
Got it.
But
So
Got
it's
it.
only
I
you
break-
that it becomes a problem for.
Good question.
Unfortunately.
But we can't write them down. But we have to know them.
Yeah. Listen, some of this is a little,
Okay,
let's
wait.
say, extra stupid. Yes, Luna, of course.
What if
Mhm.
we write it down, but we put it in a bag of holding, so it's in another dimension?
I've
Did
got a
your
feeling that's not going to work very well.
pirate core think of that?
Now you're thinking like a strategist.
Listen, we'll discuss how to remember the rules eventually. But as long as we keep those 3 on lock, the rest of them aren't death sentences.
Okay.
So we should be okay.
If they teleport you out, if I were to grab your shoulder as they do that, would I go as well?
I look over to Luna as quiet as I can. I don't know how any of this works.
So we're learning by trial and
Fortunately, we
error.
can't test.
Desperately.
Okay.
I'm sure we could break a rule and test it out one of these days.
I'm sure we will break a rule. Don't worry.
Especially if we don't know them.
Oh my god.
But according to rules 4 and a few others, I do need to establish with the crew kind of their wages and expectations. And I haven't, and it's been a week, so I should do that soon.
Yeah, we should really figure out payroll. Yeah, that's.
Is it direct deposit?
pirate
Can I put it in
taxes
2
are a
different
big
bank
deal.
accounts? Can I split it? Do you match
No.
a simple
Double book
IRA
accounting.
or?
Oh God, there is a retirement plan. It's rule, I think 7. I'm trying to remember.
We'd
Um,
be in control of the retirement plan, and then we could just promise them that it is growing at a steady rate.
you
And,
see
accident
Alexis' ears
tax.
start to smoke a little bit. She's like,
No,
Yeah.
we should do that.
Start
We should
bringing
put
up-
a small piece of our treasures away for future payouts.
And to
Hey,
cover our
We have to
liability.
invest it.
mm-hmm. So, I think I could, while establishing these rules with the crew during our one-on-one meetings, I can also try to get some information about what the world is like for them as far as they remember it. See if it matches up with what we know.
Okay.
I will, and I like scour this shitty room that's already shitty because I haven't cleaned it very well. If anything, ruined it more, and I keep ruining it. And I finally find a pen and like a piece of paper. I'll try to take notes, make sure we know what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe it'd be useful if Luna went with you during this time, so Luna could remember.
Yeah, no offense, but
Not that I don't trust your note taking.
well, Luna does
didn't know-
have
did we-
cleaner handwriting, I think.
I don't believe I've
Also,
ever
don't you
seen
have like
you.
a perfect memory?
True, that as well.
I try to remember what happened 22 hours, 15 minutes, and 16 seconds ago. Do I? God? No.
You're muted.
Yeah.
It's a no. It's a no from the GM.
It's
Thank you, God.
a nope. It's shake.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no.
There we go. Hmm.
Are you
Something
losing
is
your
quite
touch?
wrong. I think it's wherever we are right now.
Maybe I should be the strategist.
I mean, but you've lost some of your magic. I've lost some of my magic. Kinda even.
Yeah, but I feel like I have new magic. Like, watch this. I'm okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like trying to find one that isn't damage.
Anything that doesn't lead to death.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel more powerful in different ways, and I think things have just changed a little bit.
Were you going to cast a spell?
I was going to, but I almost cast a spell that would have damaged someone. So, I'm gonna try to cast. Is anyone?
Needle darts.
Does anyone have any injuries right now?
I don't think so. I think we came
I
back.
think so.
We're good.
No,
We're good.
everyone's. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Ednor is
test it
also
later.
at the notion. Oh, yeah. As like the magic gets mentioned, Ednor's going to try to do a variety of his spells. It's just not happening. Like he feels like he can, provide some, assistance and guidance, but it's all now Ednor is realizing, oh, these wings are cool, but
They're
there
different.
is no magic, and it's like, well, I have some of these other abilities as well. It doesn't seem like, as like you see, magic is kind of flowing between like his shoes, and his body, and his
Eleanor,
and his weapon. Yep.
can you roll me a d20?
First
Oh, you
roll.
still have.
First roll.
Come on, money.
Want it up.
What's the modifier? Or is it just a straight
Okay,
straight
it's
roll?
just a flat roll.
That's a 5.
Okay. Can you roll me another d20, please?
Oh.
But then the
Get your mage armor up.
Okay.
I don't have that.
Me neither.
Eleanor, as you try to cast that magic, as you try to reach for that magic, you reach into the weave that you remember. You feel a tingling on your skin as you try to plunge into that innate force that circumnavigates the world. And as you do so, you start to feel a slight numbness at the tips of your fingers. that kind of quickly travels into your knuckles, into your palms, and they feel cold and clammy as you become drained 1, doomed 1, and you are enfeebled 2.
Oh, fuck!
You should have
Alright,
tried to do magic
let me,
anymore.
so trained 1,
Doomed
enfeebled
1.
2, and
It's a long list.
enfeebled 2. doomed 1.
You remember as this is happening, this necrotic magic is sapping the life from you. You also realize you have a moment where you remember that the magical weave was damaged in the apocalypse, and you can, given your experience and everything, you can easily determine that this is similar, and it's dangerous in this universe.
Yeah.
So Edenor, as you suffer this life sap, what does it look like for your friends?
You're just going to see Edenor is like tries to do this magic, and it's almost like a visceral reaction back, right? It's just kind of almost like a snapping of a rubber band back on your hand, and you just see Ednor's face kind of contort in pain, and almost like, and goes down to his knees, just clutching his head and almost crying out. Not quite there, but just clearly just taken out. Just not feeling it.
You like
Oh
us?
my
I
God.
told you something was wrong with
Edna, are you okay?
For the rest of you around Edenor, as he is doing his best not to cry out, you see it looks like oil slicks in the air. It looks like you all, those of you sensitive to magic, can all feel like a tingling on your skin, and you're become aware that magic right now is dangerous. There's something amiss.
Okay.
I would not try using magic at this time. It seems dangerous.
Wait, let me try.
And
Are we basically like effects of a long rest?
Yeah,
Coming
yeah,
back?
like a long
Okay.
rest. You're full back up.
So you just tried casting a spell?
yes, the one thing that I feel like I had the ability to. It was guidance that I was going to try to do.
Oh, a cantrip though.
Well, I mean, it was just magic in general.
So
I
cantrips will
think
do
was
it
the
too.
trigger on that.
I didn't know you were casting a cantrip. Cantrips actually don't.
Well, we'll keep it. It's
But
fine.
we'll keep it. Yeah, we're gonna roll with it.
I think
Okay.
it's the first effect. I don't have any spells anymore.
Oh, good to know.
Let me try just so that in game we understand this. I'm gonna look at Luna and mouth some words to you and try to cast a communication cantrip. A little old thing called message. So I'm gonna say, Luna, you're dumb.
Roll me a d20. I roll.
That's a cantrip, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't worry. I'm adapting.
Okay.
And then I just read because it sounds like an echo in my head.
Flat
As you're saying
D20.
it, and I hear it in my head.
Flat d20.
7.
7. Roll another d20.
Uh-oh. 16.
16. With a 16. Okay.
You fall
Okay.
unconscious.
You are dying 3.
So I'm gonna read what happens for you. Okay. So
Okay.
as you reach out to cast the spell to Luna, energy forms a protective barrier that slowly ablates creatures in the area. All creatures in a 40-foot burst gain resistance to all damage to double. So for 2 minutes, whenever a creature applies this resistance, the resistance is whenever the resistance for all affected creatures reduces by 1. The resistance, and so all of a sudden you are all bound by this protective magic as Pim attempts to cast this spell.
As Pim
just
speaks
in a
the
40-foot
keywords.
burst.
You're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb.
Magic just erupts from Pim, coating all of you in protective magic.
All right. Well, that
Is
one
that
wasn't too
is
bad.
it a condition or?
No, you guys just
Resistance.
have a resistance.
To damage.
Do you have resistance to physical damage?
All damage.
All
All
damage.
damage.
Okay, 16s are good, you guys.
All right.
Look,
15s are not.
I want to show a quick example on why Edenor is not the same. Edenor, punch me as hard as you can. Go.
I don't feel very strong right now, but okay. Edenor is going to just, I guess, do a strike.
Do a strike.
Is there unarmed strike a thing anymore?
Well, yeah, but I'm
Athletics
pretty
check
sure.
or-
Wait,
I'm pretty sure Luna's voluntarily failing.
may have forgotten how resistance works.
No,
It's not immunity.
you're still gonna take damage.
You're all in.
Go for it. Go for
It's
it.
happening.
But-
So how
Fucked up.
We're learning. Trial and
do
error.
we function with this? Is it like an athletics, or is it like what?
Just
do
an
we,
attack roll.
Just an attack roll?
Yeah.
Like
You
what?
say Luna, so just your attack. Yeah, just what is your? I don't have your character sheet pulled up, but yeah.
Yeah, I got my. I mean, it's typically a plus 12 on.
I think
Yeah.
everybody has unarmed strike.
I don't think I added that unless it's a specific thing
Okay.
in the weapons.
Yeah, just go ahead and make.
Yeah, you
break
have
the
to look
D20.
up the fist weapon and add it.
Oh, fist. Gotcha. All right. Well, let me take off my look here. Fist. Gotcha. Okay, it's 1d4. I'll just add the fist so I have in the future. So that
Just
is
awesome.
a 25,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and then
Luna, what's your AC?
22.
Yeah, 22. And I'm gonna say it's -2 right now because you're letting him do this, so it's a 20. So not a crit.
Yeah, on my shoulder, obviously, right? Obviously.
Ednor said you to hit him, so Ednor's going for the face.
Go for it.
Because you said he couldn't hit him. So that is going
Right.
to be 4 damage.
-2.
Have
So it's 2 damage.
Oh yeah, just -2.
So then, Pop,
Yeah.
What?
I don't feel as strong anymore.
I don't know. That hurt a lot. More than I thought.
You don't say. Okay.
Didn't turn out how I thought.
I still got a little bit of it as I'm like doomed and enfeebled and drained.
Do you remember last time we did downtime in a campaign? I'm pretty sure Max's character ended up punching Nigel's character too when it was Fenrir and Domingo. But anyway, moving on.
Max's characters punch a lot of other characters by invitation.
Okay, everybody has tested. Can you punch me? And then if you always punch them,
And then it happened.
you're
Okay.
asking for it.
All right.
So magic is weird right now,
Weird.
and yeah, you can see that it is particularly volatile at the moment.
All right. So maybe we don't try to do too much magic, or at the very least, figure out if we're gonna figure out anything about it. Do it controlled. There are, and I look to Luna, different types of magic, right?
Correct.
So maybe not all the types are bad. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I don't know. We should work on testing that at some point if we're gonna, be running around.
Right.
Because I think I have magic, and I already don't know how to use it. I shouldn't be messing with it too much. So, that would be great and helpful.
Well, should we talk about where we're going, what we're doing?
I open up the door real quick to the office. Is there still a hole in the deck?
Oh yeah.
I close the door. Well, we're still going to the Ironwood.
Great.
Yeah. still have to go to the Ironwood. We were, I believe, Pim, you found out that there was going to be a possible goblin attack on the Ironwood.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna probably need to repel that if we want to have use of the Ironwood.
Right.
And I have a meeting with someone from my past.
Right.
You have a date.
You have a date.
Forgot about that.
Ah, yes.
On a date. But
We
I have
can't
to
talk to them anymore, can we?
Mm-mm. But we know when we're meeting and where, so we'll just be there. Do you want us to come? Do you want us to be there, or do you want us to...
You might have to take into consideration. You know what? Did you say take a shower?
Huh?
Did you say?
I said, do you want us to be there with you, or do you want to actually meet this person on your own?
I swear.
Mike could use the shower.
Excuse
It
you.
would be
I'll say.
preferable for me to be on my own. Perhaps you all can wait a certain distance away.
Okay.
What if you had a pet and he just turns into his actual wolf form,
Whoa.
who can hang out? Oh my god, I can still talk. Yes, this is so good.
It's like a wolf with a human mouth.
Yeah. Like a ditto, yeah.
That's weird,
Human
but
teeth.
I like it. Just smiling.
I'm terrified. It's like a Cheshire cat smile.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm sure that should be fine. You could just be the mount.
Then yeah, I think we can at the very least have a hidden companion for you.
Okay, then that will work.
I
One
don't
thing
know why
I
I
am-
know this, but I have a feeling that I can listen from 500 feet away. It's just a feeling.
How are you controlling all that noise? There's a lot of people on the ship. How have you not gotten mad?
Well, I'm not listening right now.
Oh, you can control it.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing we should have to consider as well. Then you don't have the capability, in wherever we are currently, you don't have the capability to contact anyone anymore. You don't have that magic.
Not at the same distance. I mean, I was able to tell you were dumb in your head, but, you're right next to me, so.
It's just a yes or no question. So then we have to consider the continuity of wherever we are. Meaning, where we are now, if you never had that capability to send that message, would you have been able to contact your mom, the person I'm going to meet, Relevant?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I say we stick to the plan, but there is a possibility maybe it doesn't happen.
So if Ralavin was never contacted and doesn't know to meet you, will Ralavin still be doing what he was hired to do?
Quite possibly. He could be going after. I'm trying to remember if he mentioned if it was just the very next day, or I do know he was going after my father. Sorry to say, I've forgotten what day he specifically mentioned. I think it was today, but I won't be able to find out what. We still need to go to the Ironwood to fix the ship.
Oh
And
yeah,
of course
should
we
I be
travel-
flying the ship or something?
I think Oka can mostly.
We've been going towards the land the whole time.
Slowly descending. We've begun our initial
I mean,
descent.
Can I get reflex saves for everybody real quick?
I'm enfeebled and drained. Not fair.
You need a nap, I think. Looks at it.
I need like 2 naps. Specifically.
Freeze rules on the side. But because of this ship, aren't you able to helms it from anywhere so long as you're on it?
Yeah, let me try that. She's gonna try to focus and maybe just touch a wooden wall just to make contact and try to get us to go a little faster all of a sudden.
Okay. As you press against the wall, you feel kind of a warmth emanating through the boards into your palm. It's a little bit tingly. And you hear the whispers and whistling of a wind in your ears. And you get the sense that the ship is aware of where you are. And as you request for it to go faster, the crew, all of you, feel just that little push of inertia, just a slight budge. It's going as Oka's will picks up speed a bit, as much as it can,
It worked.
off of cruising.
Okay.
At least that's still.
It's fascinating. So we have that. As I think about it, though, what about what happened to us, right? As we're talking about, maybe there's different versions of everyone else where they remember us as us. I mean,
At least
I distinctly remember when I had astral wings and could cast magic and do all these other things. But what happened to whoever was this person?
When Luna and I when Luna and I establish the rules with the rest of the crew, we could also ask, questions about us, see what they remember, subtly, of course.
yeah,
Um,
Of
cross-examine.
course.
Yeah. We don't want them to think we have amnesia.
yeah.
They wouldn't trust us as their leaders, you know?
My greatest fears.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
But to know what happened in the Frog Grove, we might want to discuss with the kids, Jinzo and Clink, and Gazalik if he's still on the ship. I do not remember.
I think he is.
Okay.
Okay.
Same cast is still on the ship, like Temerity and all of them for this current moment, right? Okay.
You also have the ones you rescued from the
Yep.
Nautiloid.
Mhm.
Wait, Gazalik and
we
Brock
can-
are still with us? I thought they left.
Yeah, Gazalik and Brock are with you.
Oh,
Yeah, they're with you. They're gonna part ways with you at the Ironwood.
got it.
Like,
I would love to go talk to my dad.
Maybe
Sure.
he's the one who who can send messages. Maybe that's how we're still on track.
Yeah.
Check
Okay,
with
good
him.
idea.
And then we also have Ashara, who we need to drop off at their kingdom, get their support. If we're going to be fighting the goblins, or at least that sect of them, we're going to need some more strength behind this.
I thought Ashara was going to separate part way through and fly the rest
Yes,
of the way.
but we need to. It's a drive-by. We just swing by. Close enough.
All right.
I mean, how far do you think you can swing? You can fly with those wings now.
I mean,
it's
I can
tiresome.
glide for a very long time.
Uh,
Just as the higher we get, the farther I can go.
And then with the remainder of the crew, we can get information about differences in our new enemies. It seems as though I think I heard someone call him the Brahm during our little dreamscape adventure.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
heard
seems
that.
like this world's version of the scum.
Yeah. So we could ask them about that, see what's different there, and just generally ask if they understand our upcoming mission. See if anything's different than what we left at last. While Luna and I are doing that, what do you two want to do?
I'm gonna
I
go
need to
chat.
have some discussions with Temerity.
Yeah, and I'm gonna chat with my dad.
Okay.
all right. So, we'll go ahead. We'll have you guys kind of split off onto your different missions.
Split the
Anyone
party.
want to go first in particular, or
After you.
do we?
Him.
Yeah, let's let Pim go
Want me to go
first.
first?
Okay, Pim, you're first. Yeah. So Pim, you step out onto the deck in search of Brock, your dad, and and I would say probably the whole group of you probably come out onto the deck. As you do so, you find Brock is in the middle of kind of a little dance, a jig. On either hand, holding onto either hand are Sarah and Yoma, who are also like learning the steps. There is a full-on party going on the deck of the ship at the moment. Everybody is celebrating the departure or the banishment of the monarch. Dorian is got a cask of frog wine opened up that he is, kind of got mugs being passed around. He's patting people on the shoulder. Gazalik and Ashara are a little off to the side. Just they're not really used to kind of these kind of humanoid festivities. Ashara, by the way, looks a good bit different. Not an Aarakocra at the moment, but a Strix. Ashara looks. You still see a short but lean individual, very pale, with like an almost gray complexion, with white painted markings all over the body. Very lean, very, very lean. Cheeks are almost sunken in, and a almost entirely bald head, except for a few strands of like braided sections. And they have hawk-like wings on their back, similar to Edanor's, but hawkish. And they don't have normal feet in boots. Instead, you see giant three-toed talons, similar to like that of a raptor. And Ashara is just kind of off to the side observing. But yeah, Pim, you find Brock, and as you step out, Brock kind of spins the girls, kind of glides up towards you, Pim. Brock, for our viewers, is an extraordinarily light-footed and undeniably dashing gnomish man. He's got that kind of dancer build, and he's got just naturally perfectly coiffed blonde hair, into these kind of symmetrical sideburns that join into like a light stubble on the chin. And similar to Pim's outfit, he's got this light flowing paisley patterned robe, the color of like a deep red wine. And he's got multitudes of sashes and scarves kind of streaming along, tied at the waist and the neck as he kind of glides over to Pim. Goes to scoop you up in a very practiced move, right? And he goes, "My darling daughter, I don't know what's going on, but what a day."
Yeah, she kind of like lets him scoop her, and they do this little like aerial move that they've practiced a million times.
Ah!
All right. Yeah. Does he look any different, or does he look the same?
It looks pretty much the same for the most part. Nothing that, maybe if there are some small differences, none of them really trigger anything odd to you. I mean, he's still your dad. He still looks like him, and there's a familiarity there that's just kind of undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will just start dancing with them a little bit, and maybe take my flute out and play a little bit, join in the festivities for like 5 minutes or so. And when the song is over, I'll say, "Hey, Dad, can I talk to you over here?" And we go over to the railing.
Yeah.
Yes,
my darling, of course.
This might sound like a very weird question, but where's Mom right now? Do you know?
Perplexed look crosses his face. Your mother, well, Gazalik told us your mother's with the goblins.
Okay. That's what I thought.
She was captured.
Did you
And
Did you have any like weird dreams last night, or?
No, not particularly. Why? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I feel great, in fact. It's just I think something happened last night. I feel like I'm a new version of myself.
That's fantastic, dear. I feel the same way. Now that the monarch's gone, we can. Hopefully, things are going to move in a better direction. Those those strange mechanical creatures are hopefully all gone as well.
Yeah, we'll see. And you're still gonna go and get Mom?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You're the your goblin friend down below. He kind of looks a little, kind of shoots a little dirty look between you. He's like, I don't really feel comfortable with us keeping prisoners like that. But it's your crew. However you all decide to do your crew, it's up to you. But from what I understand, you were able to confirm that they are in the Ironwood, and that and if
Yes.
Gazalik is to believe, and I trust Gazalik implicitly, that's where your mother is as well.
Okay.
Now I know you said you weren't going on the mission to rescue her, but that's probably for the best.
I mean, I want to. But I think that with a mission like that, the less people going, the better. You know, there needs to be an element of remaining unseen. And
Quite right.
I would also really like to help Luna. So, yeah.
Well, that's very understandable. And don't worry, once we get your mother, we'll bring her back to the Ironwood, and I suspect we'll be there for quite a while.
Can you contact her at all?
Contact your mother?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been in contact with your mother, darling, for breaks my heart to say, but months.
Yeah. Well, I can no longer reach her.
Could you reach her? You spoke to her?
Sort of. Yeah. But I can't anymore. This is what I'm talking about. Something very weird happened. I was a different version of myself before.
Does this have something to do with the dream you mentioned?
Yeah. I don't know
Uh-oh.
what happened exactly, but have I always had these?
Yes, darling. And he kind of gives him a little touch with the finger, and they kind of bounce back and forth. He says, yeah, it's a lot of you get that from me, of course. Your grandmother, she had similar antennae.
Okay. I know this all sounds very strange. It's just the world is not what I thought it was. It's much bigger.
He kind of takes your hands in his, and he goes, Pim, you were captured on that ship for the time, the Monarch ship. Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Yeah.
Does this have something to do with that?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm okay.
All right. Well, maybe you should just take it easy. You seem a little confused.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll go take a nap.
Okay. Maybe take it easy on the frog wine.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Pim?
The only other thing I'm gonna do is just start looking at the wand that what's his bucket gave me. Mythic gave me.
Mythic. Yep.
And I just want to start trying to figure out what it is.
Sure. Okay. And you added it to your inventory and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. Let's move on then. Let's do Edenor.
So Edenor's going to look for Temerity.
Sure. Temerity is up at the bow. Temerity has moved around the destruction that is kind of in the center of the main deck, um, climb the staircase up to the foredeck, and is at the bow. And as you approach, you see Temerity holding an iron sparrow in hand, and is offering prayers. But there is a smile on the face, clearly an unstoppable smile, as Temerity is just, Lord, thank you so much for, as he's offering a prayer of gratitude, it seems, as you approach.
I'll allow the prayer to conclude before interrupting. So
Okay. Yeah.
just wait a minute for that, and then kind of, Temerity.
Aye, yes, my hang on. Temerity's voice again.
My liege.
Aye, my lord Erinar. I mean, Eleanor.
That was a confirmation I needed. I want to discuss a couple of items with you, if you have a moment. Kind of like to further step away from, like, everything that's going on.
Oh yeah, the two. It's just the two of you on the
it's
board.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. He goes, for you, my lord, I have all the time in the world.
Perfect. So, as we all can see, the monarch is gone.
And a fine time it is.
It is.
Was this your?
Continue, Temerity.
Was this your doing, my lord?
Well, in a way, yes. So it was between us and the other officers of the crew. We were summoned into the dreamscape, and there was much that happened. I don't want to belabor the points, but the monarch has been banished.
That's fantastic news.
Banished, but not fully defeated. And during that time, there has been a bit of a split. For now, I am fully Edenor. Erinar, we shared the same headspace for quite a while, and Erinar was controlling everything, but I was there as a participant. Erinar needs to focus on rebuilding their strength at this time. We learned that many of the gods were captured or potentially destroyed. Some have betrayed us. Tazarin was captured by the monarch. There were a few others. I believe Lunastra was one of them. I know this is a lot of information to come at you at once, but Erinar is needed to take a larger step. So I am not Erinar per se. There is a fraction of Erinar's power that still lives within me. But I understand confusion on this. Tell me your thoughts before I move forward.
I am, as you say, I'm quite confused. I suppose the proof is obvious, but so you're not my lord Erinar.
I am not Erinar anymore. I am blessed by Erinar now, but not Erinar. So you no longer need to call me my lord.
It's all the same. I don't know what else I'd call you at this point.
All right. Well, until you're ready, we will continue. But I wanted to make sure that you are aware I did not want to lead you on. So that was the first thing I wished to discuss.
I appreciate that greatly, and it's reassuring that You still have Arenar's nobility.
Ah, I appreciate your confidence in me. I will try to live up to that. I was given a number of opportunities for improvement by Arenar, and also some tasks. And I was
Right.
hoping that you would be willing to assist me on these. I'll be discussing it with the others, but there's some other points that I think are very important for those pledged to Arenar to do.
It seems, my lord, that you remain chosen by the gods themselves. So rest assured, your will is my command.
Good. Well, this is a heavy item that I never thought I'd ever have to say, but Vorhas betrayed us when we were attempting to defeat the Monarch. We almost failed.
Vorthas, the god of
Yes.
exploration,
Yes,
discovery.
was turned. Nearly some of the dragons were almost... One of the dragons was almost killed by this, and it was a lengthy battle. It was a lengthy battle. I think Thadril was victorious, though. It seems that Thadril may have... It was some power that I had never quite thought Thadril was capable of to this point. So... But that is to be determined at a later date, I believe, on that. But as for a few of the others, Arenar asked that maybe at some point we finish the job, because the Monarch has just been banished. Arenar felt that there was a chance that maybe one day the Monarch could come back. So it is our duty to try and finish the Monarch. But again, that now falls to a lower rung, because that could be something further down the line. We'll have to do some investigating. To complete that, Arenar wanted me to see if we could find some of our other brothers of the Brotherhood. So we have to rebuild it and see what information the Brotherhood may have to bring Vorhas to justice. We also have to hunt down Madame Zadok as well. So those are our main tasks. I think we find if there's anyone from the Brotherhood. Do you happen to know if there's any others that made it?
In the city of Bellins, I can't say for sure. Our chapter was somewhat divided between the city itself and the Library Islands. But there are other chapters. There are other chapters on the continent, in the city of Azafast, for example, and another in the city of Red Hessel. And then finally, I believe there was one final chapter in the Orove.
All right.
But we lost contact with them during the invasion. I can't say what state they're in. I know the Orove, though, did see a good deal, did suffer the brunt of the Monarch's assault.
Well, we'll check all three in time. We'll see how everything balances out. I do not want to reprioritize our current plans to repair the ship and assist some of the other officers in some tasks in the Ironwood. But we will certainly have to keep that in mind. I appreciate that information.
And just between you and me, my lord, are the other officers part of the Brotherhood? Are they fully inducted members now?
They are not at this time. It is going to be something that will cross that bridge when it comes to it. The captain is not very... He's not a believer. Well, in the traditional sense, it's hard not to believe when you've seen the gods, but doesn't have necessarily the greatest respect. I can understand on some reasons. Unfortunately, when you see it certainly doesn't help when you see one of the Pantheon betray the others. So we'll have to rebuild confidence in general amongst the general populace as well in the Pantheon. We'll have to sing the praises of the gods.
In particular, Lord Aranar.
Well, that goes without saying. Aranar is definitely one of the ones who assisted.
I'll pray for the captain as well.
Yes, it'll be good. And fear not, I can't listen into your prayers anymore, so say what you wish.
That leaves me feeling a little less confident than you might imagine.
Don't worry, though. All you have to do is yell out. And then Pim can hear quite a distance, so Pim will probably tell me what you say. But don't worry. I appreciate your confidence.
Thank you, my lord. You've given me a good deal to think about, and as I said, I am your companion in all things.
Very good. Well, enjoy the festivities.
And you as well, my lord. It sounds well deserved.
I need some rest. Because, like, literally, and I don't know if Temerity noticed, but Adnor looks pretty, like, weakened right now.
You seem a wee bit under the weather.
Just a wee bit. So I could use a nap.
All right.
Bid
So
you good night. So and then Adnor is going to wander off now.
Fare thee well. Okay. So then that leaves us now with Luna and Lycus, the LNL connection.
Is that a thing?
Muted.
No, it is now. Okay.
Well, I'll say, like, just before we go out and start talking to people, Nazar will take her pencil and do that little hair thing, and like put the hair in a bundle.
Sure.
And then has her notebook and has another pencil, obviously, and is ready to go and cross-examine.
Right.
Been waiting for this moment for so long.
Okay. You're muted, Ollie. Or he might not be talking to us.
Sorry.
You good?
So, maybe we start with the prisoners, because in the dream, we did throw Granny in there, just to see if any of that transferred.
Right. Is any semblance of any remains? Okay.
We could grab most of the people from in the prison were around during the frog row. We could grab Jinzo as well and see what he remembers.
Currently, we have in the prison is Nari and two others.
Jinzo and Clink.
Jinzo and Clay.
Well, no,
Okay.
Jinzo joined the troop.
Jinzo joined. Okay. I wasn't sure if you guys were like still kept Jinzo in the cell for a bit, or is Jinzo you let Jinzo free roam?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Jinzo's up and about. Never mind. Two prisoners, Clink and Canary. The K&K connection.
Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it stops right there, right?
Let's do 2Ks.
K squared.
No.
The KK.
Can we not?
Then,
So,
yeah,
we are heading down to the brig, and I think I'll grab Jinzo along the way, and just tell him, hey, we need to discuss, your membership, and also questions.
Of course, my lord. Of course, my captain. Is now
Yep.
the time? Okay.
Right out, thank you.
Okay. Follows
I
him
know you're
behind you.
partying. I know you're partying, but like, it'll be quick.
I promise. I only had the single mug of frog wine. I didn't indulge or anything. I didn't overindulge. Don't worry.
Just kind of grab his shoulder. Hey, my man, go crazy with that frog wine. Just be ready to fight when you need to. But we're pirates. We party. It's part of the life. Get used to it. Wiggle, like wiggle him a little bit. It's like limber up a little.
He's like, he tries to awkwardly wiggle, and for a snake man, for a serpent folk, not very limber.
All right, we can work on that.
Is this it? Is this how it's done?
I look
Looks
over
to
to Luna
Luna.
and said, "You're better at lying. Tell him something nice."
With a couple more cups of wine, that would be perfect.
Okay. All right. So he Jinzo joins you. He has his mug of frog wine with him.
So in the brig, essentially, just kind of want to sit him down and
As you open the door to the brig, he's like, "Are you sure I'm not in trouble?"
oh yeah. It's just well, you remember things have been changing and tumultuous, and there's god nonsense that we don't really need to worry about, and we need to get an understanding of where the prisoners are, what they're thinking, what they remember, and what you can expect as a member, and also what you remember. And I hope you understand. There's a sensitivity to these things.
Certainly, I suppose so.
All right.
We just want
so-
to make sure that what you remember is what we have, what we remember as well. That's all. You're in no
Are
trouble
you-
right now.
Are you having issues with your memories or something?
No, of course not.
Keep going.
I mean,
It's just, well, you know how the monarch is gone. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. We were part of a spiritual quest, and things were a little different than the last time we saw him. Magic, but we remember everything. It's just we need to make sure everything is correct. Nothing we need to fix, just in case.
Okay, I'm not totally certain that I follow, but I will listen and I will answer what I can for you. Can I get some perception checks from the two of you?
Yes.
Those of you, yeah, if either of you is trained in perception, you can go ahead and roll a sense motive here. I think everybody's trained in perception, actually. That's a dumb question.
Expert actually, and I have
Expert.
a plus for visual perception because of my fucked up eye. Funnily enough.
Sure.
Also, if I can keep an eye on him for 1 goddamn minute, I can just
During that whole talk, yeah.
Yeah, during the whole talk, we'll say, yeah, you're kind of like watching his back as you're, making your way down.
And you're not supposed to blink either, right?
Yeah.
the most intense eye
I can aura
contact.
This is
so I can aura sight him as well to get some information there. But let me roll the perception for you.
sure. Right, roll the perception.
I got 20.
20. Yeah.
I got a. I got a 31. It is a nat 20, but I wanted to count it out.
Oh, yeah. That's a critical success. So the 20, Luna, you get that Jinzo's a little like, these guys are in charge. I'm not going to question it. Okay? Lycus, you get that Jinzo is a little concerned. Jinzo senses that you sense some definite apprehension. Jinzo's there's a little loss of confidence right now, but willing to listen and indulge.
Okay. Well, let's start off with everything about you real quick.
Okay.
First, you're a member of the crew, and by the rules
From the
of
chest of it.
piracy, you need to understand certain things about pay and expectation.
What? reduced pay. That's
Because-
nice.
Of course. So, as a pirate crew, our pay is dependent on how much we loot. Whether it's honest loot from other pirates that we steal or whatever other bullshit we do. Unless we manage to acquire, wealth, we can't distribute that wealth. But whenever we do, you will have a minimum percentage applied to you from what we get. Uh, from there, per mission, if you're involved, if you're given a task, if you are a combatant member, you will get a increased percentage. Luna will be the one who calculates those numbers. From there, so no matter what, you will be getting paid for your participation in the crew, participation in your in missions will incur a bonus. Anything that doesn't go to you or to other members of the crew will be stored with the ship as a treasury of sorts. And when we distribute it more so, that is reduced. That's where that money comes from. And we want to make sure that you understand that we are here to help and support your time, as well as to guide us towards riches and fame and, more parties like we see above.
Okay, I'm with this program of yours. It's nice.
Yes.
And don't forget, eventually, we want to put in a retirement plan.
Mm-hmm. We'll match up to
Well.
3%.
It's a pretty good
And
measure.
can I roll a lore sailing real quick?
Of course, yeah. What you trying to lure?
I'm trying to remember one of the rules.
One of the rules.
Pirate rules?
One of the Brethren Code.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go for it.
So, what is my lore sailing?
I know your intelligence isn't your highest stat.
No, but I'd put a few extra. I think
You
I
did put
some.
some. Yeah, you did put some stuff into lore sailing.
All right, so that's a 12 on the die plus 8, so an unnatural 20.
Yeah. Okay. Which rule are you trying to? I'll say you successfully remember your rule.
Yeah, rule 11 is the one about retirement.
Okay. Nice.
And you just see like a flash in his eyes of like, fuck, I know this. He's like, yep, there is a rule upon retirement, blah blah blah, and he looks over to Luna and is just like, there's a percentage pays. It's from 1 to 9% dependent on how long you've been a member of the crew. And I'm just like, you're just seeing him like feverishly like remembering things that he barely ever paid attention to.
Not coming back.
Oh my god.
Oh god, what was the character's name? The lizard folk who was drilling Lycus to remember this shit.
Oh shit, her name, yeah.
Can't remember the character name.
1 second. I think I have it written down.
You both fail.
It's alright.
You
Yeah. We
snap
both fail that. We both fail
I
that
have-
check. What was that?
I think it was Ayabe.
Ayabe, yeah. Yep, Ayabe. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Ayabe would be pleased.
But yeah, and he's just mentioning the rules, and we can figure out percentages, give him random percent. That's up to Luna, and agreeing with a handshake and all that.
Yes. Okay. This sounds totally fair to me. It's better than what the slumbering serpent offers me before. So, yay! Everything's coming up, Jinzo.
And here's my question for you about our time. First of all, I know this is strange and maybe not the most trust producing bit of interaction we've had, but you're a member of the crew. When we understand everything, we'll make sure that you and every other true member of the crew gets the information you need to be on the same page as us. For now, when we invaded your base of operations way back then,
Yes.
we did so to save a handful of individuals. Do you recall much about the people we saved? Hammond's crew? Are they?
Yes, there was several potential sacrifices that the slumbering serpent had obtained. That you all came in and rescued from our base, as you described. Yes, the people that were saved, I didn't know them personally, but you saved a fair bit of them, as well as some goblins, one of which you've re-imprisoned, though.
Yeah, we'll deal with Clink eventually.
But is there something in particular that you were hoping me to remember?
When we departed, do you recall if there was a sense of conflict between our crew and Hammond's?
I was freshly out of the cells, but your... Actually, no, Jinzo was still imprisoned. I was still... I'm not sure. I was still imprisoned.
Okay.
But I do recall that this goblin that you have now was also once taken by this Captain Hammond, the Hippo Man.
Cool, he's still a hippo. Right.
Yeah, writing that now. Oh, man.
And I do recall your companion, the large one. He was quite upset at the time, discovering that the captain had taken the goblin. Yes.
Okay. Luna, do you have any questions for Luke Jinzo?
Jinzo. I think you've covered what I'd want to go over. Establish that the prisoners are similar. Hippo Man, Crack Hammond. I think for the rest of the time, you were in prison.
I can't hear you, man.
Yeah, you gotta speak up a little bit for us.
No, I was saying I think you've covered all the questions I would want to go over, because I think Jinzo was in prison for quite a bit of time until we released him ourselves. Perhaps we can try and get more information out of Clink.
They were actually around Hammond's crew at the time.
Right.
All right.
So-
Well, Jinzo, thank you for your time. And once we get some loot, I hope you're ready to find your percentage waiting for you.
That is very exciting, Captain. I will head back up to the deck and, as you said, party.
Exactly.
A robotic snake is just the oddest robotic moving snake.
All right. Luna, if you could talk to Clink, as long as I make some eye contact with them, I can see if they're lying or if they're having a hard time with this conversation. I just need a minute. And you see his eyes are like kind of red. He hadn't blinked in a while.
Okay.
Seems to have a new
Can't
power.
hear
And
you,
it's not great.
Nigel.
You're muted.
Nope, you're like muted or something.
Talk again?
Nope.
No.
Hmm.
Nope.
Is it on your headphone? Your
Something might
headphones,
be
maybe?
unplugged.
You
You
sit
unplugged
on a
something.
button.
How dare
Hey,
you?
get off a button.
How dare you?
But you know what though? It is 9:30. So how about this? As you guys, as the two of you are entering the brig, you open the door. You see there is Konari, who is bound and gagged,
Can't trust
sitting
psychics.
on a bench. Sorry,
You can't trust psychics.
can't trust
Yeah.
psychics.
Yep.
Um, and then in a cell down the way, you see Clink, who is leaning up against the bars. And as you all enter in, kind of quickly turns the head, and you see the eyes, the yellow eye, Clink's yellow eyes, kind of reflected in the firelight. As you are about to conduct your interrogation, let's take this as our break for today, and then like just a quick 10-minute break, and we'll come back and pick up with there.
Alrighty.
Sound good?
All right.
Oh, hey, we can hear you.
Hey,
Yeah.
just in
I
time
don't know what
to
happened.
break.
Perfect.
So, all right, folks, we'll see you back here in about 10 minutes or so. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to Stealthy Elf Productions, our Heroes of Histaeria Sandsea Saga campaign. We are going to pick up where we just left off on our break with Luna and Lycus entering the brig of their airship, the Oka's Will, where they are about to confront two of their prisoners, one of which is a snake-esque folk, Kanari. Kanari for you guys is what are my descriptions here? So Kanari is olive-skinned, hazel eyes, deep black hair. She's very pretty, but you can still see on her person there are a few serpentine features, patches of scales, ridges in the eyes, some of the shapes of the pupils when it catches the right light, and as well two fangs, which you cannot see at the moment because she is gagged. The other individual is a small goblin. Clink is got the skin color of like charred pistachios, bald head, and she wears. She's got quite a tan going for her as well. You guys know that she was once on an airship herself in the Conquering Host, or at least you did know that. Let's see what you find out now as you speak to her in this new setting. Go ahead, friends. Take it away.
So, this is the scene. We're gonna, we enter, take one look at the prisoners. I'm gonna walk into the opposite side. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of water and take a sip. Look at the prisoners. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna undo my hair and put it back up. Make sure it's nice and tight again. Gonna sigh like that. I'm gonna walk over to Clink. So, I don't believe I've introduced myself to you before. Your name was Clink, right?
Yeah, Clink.
Well, my name is Lunazra. I am the right-hand man for our captain, Lycus. As you can see over there.
Eye contact, just.
Yeah, I thought the big guy was the right hand man. But
I have a lot of hands. They're all right.
That sounds unfortunate, maybe.
Don't look at him.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I can't control him. I don't know what he's gonna do if he gets angry. Okay?
Okay.
It's just me and you in this conversation right now.
So he's not here?
Just ignore him.
Okay. You and me. I'm okay.
Okay,
I
Clink.
sit backwards on a chair real quick. Real cool professor style.
What's this all about?
What the fuck is going on?
We just need to verify some information. Just to make sure things are as we assume they are to be.
Well, you know what they say about assuming? Okay.
We don't do well with jokes.
Okay.
There's just no joking matter right now. This is all serious. So, I have a couple questions for you. We met you by the Frog Grove, and I'm aware that you've had some maybe poor interactions with another one of our crew, Edenor. I don't know if you recognize him by name, but he's sort of the rather large man, silver hair, wings on occasion.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah,
correct?
yeah. Big guy killed all my friends. Yeah, I know the one.
Okay. Then you've answered my question for that then. So that's still the same. Checks that down. There was also another moment where you were under investigation with Hammond on his ship, under the spell of a truth spell, if you will. Can you recall what did you communicate in that moment?
And I'm not sure if there was a truth spell. I didn't know anything about that, but that might explain a few things. I was, Hammond, the captain, and the gnome kid, you all made me reveal what happened the night that, the big guy came and, like I said, killed all my friends. And I told you guys pretty much everything I knew. That the conquering host is making moves, and that I'm just looking to stay alive.
What did you communicate in what sort of locations the conquering host might go?
They were all based in the Iron Hills last I saw them, but I was on a scouting missions, My crew, we're part of the Cataphractic Legion. We're just meant to go out there, do a little bit of investigating, come back home, report what we find, and on just a mission like that, standard kind of routine little recon mission. That was not that one, but those snake people grabbed us.
Okay, checks out. See a little check mark on the notebook.
What's that for?
Are you even able to read? If I were to show you this?
I can
Don't answer that
absolutely
question.
read. You said to answer your question.
So, you also communicated to us who was the, let's say, leader of your kind, of your crew. Can you provide a little bit more information on that again?
Yeah. You mean Vrakaron Shred, the warlord?
Correct.
Yeah. Mean guy. Not someone you want to make an enemy. So, I think, my offer still stands. If you want, I can maybe put in a good word for you.
Yeah, so this is out of game. I'm trying to remember. We discussed if he had a tattoo or some marking to show that he was
No, not him.
not him.
Not him. Yeah, that's someone else.
Okay. Back in. I think those are some of the main areas I wanted to cover. I look back at the cat.
It's been a minute.
How many veins am I seeing in those eyes?
Just a handful.
Full tears coming down.
You okay, dude?
A little red-eyed. So, what is their general attitude towards us? Obviously, they seem always a little afraid, but what is their emotional state, and what do they think of us, more or less?
There was definitely a sense of intimidation when you first walked in, but with the questioning and the checking of boxes, now there's more curiosity.
Okay.
I would say they've gone from initially intimidated to curious at the moment.
How about this? You're still looking, right?
Yeah.
So I'll follow up with this. Now, one of our officers, really only one of our officers, has an issue with you, and I think you know who that one might be. Perhaps our captain and I can try and talk him into this, but do you want to return back to your fellow kind, or would you be interested in joining the Merry Folk?
That depends, I guess. You guys looking out for each other? What's in it for me, right?
Oh, we have a payment. Not only do we have a payment plan, but we also have a retirement plan.
Wow. There's no such thing as retirement in the Conquering Host. It's pretty much just assumed you die at some point.
Well, it's our distinguisher.
We don't currently have a life insurance policy, but we're working on it.
Where does Pim keep showing up?
She pokes her head around the corner.
Pim's been listening in the whole time.
It's just an ad in the corner of the screen.
She can't hear the whole time.
They have to be
HR,
Yeah.
the HR is too strong. Well, I guess by comparison, you drive a pretty strong bargain. And And let me just clarify. If I were to become a part of your crew, I don't have to stay in here anymore?
Yes.
If I
yes.
understand, yeah. If I understand how my captain works, that would be the case.
And I get real food?
Oh yeah, all kinds, all different types.
And what are your schedule for, like, just beatings and the general torture?
Of the crew?
Yeah.
Once every never.
Oh my god.
You guys don't do that around here?
No, I'll spar with Yoma because she's got to learn how to be a monk. But other than that, no.
Oh.
Sometimes I cast spells on Edenor, but
I mean, that's just funny.
yeah,
Well, all right.
we joke
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll sign up.
Well, I have a question for you first, before you do sign up. And like, my eyes are like tearing up. Last question.
Am I allowed to talk to him now? Looks at you, Luna.
It's hard to tell because it's online, right? I look at the captain, see his tense. This is when you may talk to him, and I'll take a step back. I'm also going to activate pursue a lead on this.
Oh, okay.
For the goblin crew.
Okay. Just let me know if I have to on the goblin,
the ship,
the Legion.
yeah. There we
The
go.
Catholic Legion. Okay, cool. Noted. Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Ollie.
All right, Clink. Here's the gist of it. We're going to be fighting your sect for a lot of reasons. Not least of which is the things they believe offend me personally. We're going to need a lot of help, especially from someone more connected to their group. Listen, there's a lot of goblins that I've met who understood that life was an absolute shit show, and they managed to escape. We're offering you the chance to live a good life that is only moderately immoral. I think with your help, maybe we could have others join us instead. But you're going to have to be rather infamous with us. Are you ready for that sort of thing? There is a lot going to happen. And betrayal, we're going to treat you like family. Any part of the crew is family. Betraying that family, that is the worst thing we can do. Can you honestly say that you're willing to try, be a part of this, to change the world, to face down the things that oppress not only you, but everyone around you? And again, I'm just trying to see, like, when I tell them how, like, they might have to be front and center of a lot of things, how the more or less scale and scope of this, I want to see how scared they get. If it feels like what emotion is most important? Is it just fear, or is there any part of them that's like kind of, I don't know, into it or hopeful?
There's a few things. There's a spectrum of emotions as you speak. First, when you start talking about contending against the goblins, there is an imminent sense of dread. There is a fear there. As you start talking about being front and center, there is a little bit of now a shift to almost anticipation, maybe kind of like a nervous excitement. And then as you, what was the last bit you said? I remember there was something that made them.
Just that we want them to help free, to bring liberation to the goblins as well as
Mm. In regards to that, I would say there's a curiosity. Again, a little bit of excitement at that prospect. But the one part that I remember now, when you start talking about family, there is a deep curiosity. There's almost a sense of unfamiliarity. This is an individual who who's never really thought in those kind of terms. Is the sense you get.
Okay.
In response, Clinton goes, "Well, that all sounds really interesting, but I'm a little unsure about a couple of points here. So, are you planning, and let me see, correct me if I'm wrong, you're planning to fight the conquering host with this ship?"
Well, not only this ship. We're
You
going
got
to
more
get other
ships.
things. We will. And we're going to get this one repaired right now. Maybe even upgraded. We have friends making deals. We're trying to amass a genuine force.
Okay.
Now, you're not a member of the crew yet, so I'm not going to tell you everything. But join, and the secrets will be looser.
Tell you what, I'll join your crew if, when you get your next ship, I'm captain of that one.
Next might be a bit difficult, but I do like the initiative.
I was a
We
captain
have-
of my own ship, you see. I mean,
Mhm.
I know a thing or two. I could be valuable like that. And like you said, you want me front and center? You want a bit of a reputation? I can do that.
I think if you help us, if you join us, truly, then once we start to amass an actual fleet, I would love to see you at the head of one of those ships.
At least the third ship is mine.
Deal.
All right. Sticks a hand out from between the bars.
All right.
And before she lets the hand go, maybe one more thing. Maybe we don't go try picking fights with the goblins until we get at least 5 ships.
Well, I mean, how do you think we're gonna get the ships?
You want their ships?
I want any ship I can find. But the more we have of theirs and the less they have of their own, the better it is for us. One at a time.
Oh boy.
I mean, we've taken a goblin ship before. It wasn't that hard.
We've taken down a Brahms ship before.
All right. You know what? Get me out of this cell. I'm with you.
All right. Well, he finally blinks and just tears. Huh.
I'm pretty happy too, man.
Yep, I believe for the most part you're.
He gets very
your
emotional
intentions.
during these
Let's
moments.
go.
New hires are always terrified.
And
Really
you guys,
emotional and unstable boss.
so as the bars open, he goes, you guys said the big guy wasn't not gonna hurt me or anything, right? He's not gonna.
I would almost wonder if it's better if you stay in the cage for now until we go and talk to him.
He didn't okay this.
He doesn't need to okay this.
Yeah, screw that noise. You're the captain. I'm fine.
The captain and the quartermaster handle billing. All right.
I am the quartermaster. I'll have a talk with Ednor.
I'll admit I'm
for the
nervous.
meantime, to help you, if he sees you playing with the younger ones, don't.
Oh,
let
Sarah,
him
yeah,
see
she's
you.
rad as shit.
Yeah, she's great. She likes you. Don't let him see you playing with the kids. He won't like that. until we've, communicated. Until he's seen you be a part of the crew for real.
That's odd.
Listen, he loves those kids, and he doesn't trust you. That's the gist. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, he did threaten me about that already once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and kind of like now, as the recollection of that threat kind of hits, she kind of glances down to the planks beneath her feet and just very quickly steps out of the cell into the hallway. All right. So, all right, Cap. What's up? What do we do next?
Well, I just give him a quick tour. We can now sleep in here, and you know what? There's a party upstairs. Let's go hang.
All right. What are we partying about?
Oh, the moon is gone.
Monarch.
The monarch. Yeah, the monarch's moon is gone.
What? And we'll just kind of shocked as you guys head back up. Do you guys talk to Canary at all?
Personally, I think I would just tell them as we leave, we'll be back to provide you food as needed, just to make sure they know we're not going to just starve them and torture them.
There's just a cold death glare looking at you as the group of you are walking out.
Love you too.
Okay, so you will say the group rejoins together. Up on deck, Edenor, you see Lycus emerge, you see Luna emerge, and shortly behind them you see Clink coming out onto the deck as well.
Lycus, may we speak for a moment?
This might be a discussion for the quartermaster. They handle new hires.
Oh, really? Luna, may we speak for a moment?
No, fine.
Sarah runs up to go say hi to Clink, and Clink kind of quickly puts her hands to her chest and turns around and kind of scuttles behind Lycus. No. And Sarah's just kind of, what? Clink!
Maybe give him some time, 'cause he just got out. Let him take in the ship first. Let her take in the ship first.
Ednor's gonna start, even in the enfeebled state, strut over. So, what is going on? I don't understand why Clink is not below.
Captain came to the decision.
Nice, open with that line.
You're all quiet again.
How is my audio now?
Perfect.
This is
Fine
good.
and dandy.
So the captain was thinking that because Clink was a previous captain of a ship, Clink would have a capability to analyze the damages of our current ship because of that experience and be able to help us rebuild.
Plus, we are going to be encountering many other from the goblins, and being as they were a leader of one of their own ships, they might have some tactical advantages. Help us understand what aerial combats we might be facing. We've only recently gotten to the air. They've been air combating for a while.
What about the fact that Clink was going to, bring the conquering host to the village? I mean, was that a consideration in this offer of employment?
I mean, listen, we all have a past.
Uh-huh.
Their main goal is to not have their life ruined or tortured or whatever else. So, I think, give them one day, they'll be enamored with the very fact that we feed them.
Is Clink still standing behind you?
Yeah, Clink is just quietly, head down, kind of nodding along as Lycus is going through.
All right. Well, I mean, betrayal and treason of the crew is punishable by death, in my opinion. So Clink, I'm gonna look directly at Clink.
Yeah.
I do want to, like, in an intimidating way. If you ever so much as steal from the crew, cause any danger to befall the crew, or God forbid anybody get hurt because of your actions of willingly attempting to betray us or negligence, I will personally make sure you never are a problem for us again. I will respect Lycus's decision, but make sure you do a good job.
Yeah. You got it.
Very good. And then as I lean into can I get like a maybe like what would it be? Is it like perception or insight just to see if they got it or
That's motive, yeah.
You're
Perception.
like, yeah, perception. Or if they're BSing me. That's a 28.
28, yeah. 28 you can tell. There's legit they have an established history. They know better than to
Okay.
they found out already.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should have a good working relationship. And then Ednor's going to lean over to Lycus. Going forward, I believe hiring decisions should be decided between all officers on a majority vote.
Seems fair.
I think communication is key. Now I'm going to bed. And Ednor's just going to go underneath.
Lean down to Clink. That went better than expected.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
Luna?
Yeah. Much better. I thought he was gonna pull that gun out.
Ednor has a
Nightmares
gun?
about being in a cage.
Ednor's turning over a new leaf, okay?
Yeah, Ednor's got a gun.
He's got a gun blade.
He's got a gun blade.
There's magma.
Amazing.
So, okay. All right, guys. Is there anything else you want to do on the ship right now? Anybody else you want to talk to? That kind of thing.
How drunk is Yoma?
Yoma, sure.
Just how drunk is she? How sneakily did she
how
steal-
drunk is Yoma?
Yeah, did she steal the wine?
You look around for Yoma, and as you glance around the deck, you can't find her.
Well then, that's distressing.
I'll look to Lycus, and I'll say, "Oh, that was so nerve-wracking. I just copied whatever I read in a book. What do you think of that interrogation?"
That's exactly
heart
what
was
I
racing.
hope to see. Great job. I think I know what book you're talking about, but I'm not sure you did the correct. There was too many cops in that room, is
Oh.
what I'm saying.
It was just bad. It
You were
should be good,
bad, nice for a second, bad again. It was
The information got a little muddled as I was communicating, but that was fun.
I'm sure we'll have more chances to do it again. Now, if you don't mind, a teenager is probably drunk and missing, so I'm gonna go look for them.
Okay, you do that.
Okay. Lycus, you're looking for Yoma. Anybody else?
Pim's just dancing on the
Ednor's
deck.
going to go rest. Yeah.
Pim, Brock, Zane, Dorian, I'll say Sarah, and now joined by Clink. There's a full party going on the deck. All right. Also to even Martha, one of the prisoners from the ship. She looks like she was about to go talk to Lycus, but seeing as Lycus is still busy, she's just gonna go back to partying. The other 4 captives that were with her are also present, and they're kind of passing around a drink. You can see that it looks like they're kind of doing a toast amongst themselves. So
I think Pim, she's had enough frog wine that her cheeks are getting a little rosy and forgets about the magic, the tear and the weave issue. And she's going to cast Summon Instrument with a little extra something due to her spell trickster feat. She's going to try to summon a whole ensemble to play while we dance.
Roll a d20.
So she's just...
Edenor, by the way, you're fine. Your conditions have passed. You're back to normal.
So she's just dancing and happy-go-lucky, and she's like, what are we doing? We could have a whole band. And she starts to summon.
Okay.
It's a 7.
Flat d20. 7, all right. Roll another d20.
What just happened?
Where did the balloons come from?
Where did the balloons come?
I didn't do that.
What did the...
What?
That's you know what? That's the magical effect that happens. You don't need to roll.
It's entering our world now.
That was funny.
You make your band strike up, and then all of a sudden balloons start appearing on the deck, and they're just kind of floating off the ship. They're coming from all over the place.
Oh my god.
As magical balloons just spawn in.
Wait, did any of you do that?
Oh.
No, I didn't do
What?
it.
I have no idea.
How
what
did
you're
that
saying.
I don't know what sorcery that was, but
That's hilarious.
I think we'll just appease the magic gods and just say that that's what happens.
Oh my god, funny.
Yeah.
Does the ensemble happen too?
Yeah, the ensemble
Okay,
happens,
great.
absolutely.
It's like a bluegrass
You guys have,
ensemble.
like, full music.
It's like a mandolin,
Nice.
a banjo, a guitar, and a stand-up bass. And someone on like
Nice.
a scratch board.
Okay. All right. Okay, so, yeah, the festivities are underway on the deck. Lycus, you start looking around for Luna. Not Luna, for Yoma. It's... You don't find her on the deck, and then kind of heading back in. Roll a perception check for me.
You got it. 18.
18. Okay. 18 is really good. With an 18, as you start to kind of enter in, you're about to kind of call out for her, you suddenly hear the sound of glass shattering, coming from the captain's quarters.
All right. Well, they're making a mess.
And then there's
again.
a crash
Yeah.
and the snapping of wood.
Oh.
I barge in.
Okay.
What
you
are
barge
you
in.
doing?
You find Luna there.
Mama?
Yoma. God damn it.
Hey, Luna, what are you
You
doing in my
find-
room again?
Luna, get. Jeez, what are you doing in this room again?
Stop it,
You barge in and you find Yoma, who is rosy-cheeked, as evident. You can see there is a spilled goblet of frog wine on the floor. You can see her eyes are red and puffy. She has tears streaking down her face. And she's upset. And she is throwing things in the room. And she's just annoyed.
Whoa. What's going on, kid?
She turns to you, and as she sees you in the doorway, she just kind of goes over to the bed and just sits down heavily, puts her hand over her face, and she goes, just leave me alone.
I close the door and I walk over, sit down next to her. That's extremely not gonna happen. You're not in a great state. You've partaken in the frog wine. And even if you hadn't, come on, kid, what's wrong? You can tell me.
We're leaving the jungle, aren't we? We're going. Right?
Yeah, we're on our way to the Ironwood. Gonna try to repel some invading goblins. Is that a problem?
My dad might still be out here.
That's not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Here's the thing, Yoma. If your dad is still in the jungle, the frog grove is strong and stable now. If he's still out there, he'll find his way. Because I'm sure they'll be looking for survivors, ways to strengthen themselves and help others. That's what they do. But if he was in the jungle, there's also a strong chance that people like Anara may have gotten to him first. I'm not saying he's not still with us in some way, but if you want to be able to go out and help and find him, we are going to need to be strong enough to support you. And right now we're just one ship. Anara has a fleet and the power of some sort of god-ass dragon behind her. I know it's hard, but you have to try to make yourself and the crew stronger so that we can help find him properly. Otherwise, we're all going to die. I'm sorry, that sounds like shit, I know, but we have to be careful. And I have to make sure you're okay. I can't let you go into a suicide mission. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's not fair, you know? Pim found her dad.
Yeah. And he was also under the influence of Anara. And her dad is, from what I can tell, a pretty advanced adventurer. And that fight to save him nearly killed us. We need to be ready. Save your dad. To save everyone. And anyone we can.
Are we gonna come back for him? Is that part of your plan?
Yoma, do you want to be a part of this crew, genuinely?
I don't know. You found us, and I haven't had a choice since all of this shit started.
I understand. To be part of us means working together, but also, if there's something you want, something you dream about. When I was younger, I made this pledge, and I'm going to do it again. I pledged it on the banner of our crew, on the flag that we fly, that you made. My goal as captain is to bring your dreams, make them real. If what you want is to find your dad, I will do that. I will help you with that. Just can't be the thing we do right now. So yes, it's part of the plan, because that's something you want. And if you're part of this crew, I'll make it happen. Or die trying.
She looks over to you. And she just kind of locks eyes with you. She just assesses whether or not she believes that. Then, in a short period of time that passes, she reaches forward and just hugs you.
You're doing great, kid.
You too, Captain.
Let's not stay in this room all day. Come on.
Okay.
There's one less thing to fight. One step closer to your dad.
Yeah. and she's gonna kind of clean up a bit and take a moment, sweep up some of the glass. She says, "Sarah's gonna be running around in here, so I just gotta." And yeah, and then she, yeah. So Lycus, after cleaning up the space a little bit, she joins you. If the two of you resume joining the celebrations on deck.
Cool. Yeah,
Does
I'm
he-
just gonna hang and drink and whatnot.
Does Yoma still have the monkey boots?
Yoma does still have monkey boots. It looks, it's a little disturbing, but it looks like giant monkey paws that have been carved out and treated on the inside so that she can actually fit them over her feet.
More like
and
slippers.
More like slippers, yeah. And she can actually, and as she kind of moves around, she can wiggle each of those little monkey digits individually. She essentially has hands for feet. Um, so, yeah, your crew is back together. Is there anything else anybody wants to do? Otherwise, we will hop over to a couple of things here. Quick
Good.
check-in. All right.
No.
Okay, cool. So you pass the rest of this moment in celebration. You guys learn from just general interrogations amongst the crew and asking folks that it is the 28th of. Let me get the calendar date up here. Yeah. It is the 28th of Alizaris, and it is roughly 5 a.m. in the morning. So you guys
Can
have
we tell if like it looks different outside?
looks different. I will say, yeah, this world definitely the mountains. Like you guys were on an
I
airship.
mean, like sunlight. Sorry.
Oh, sunlight and stuff.
Is it still locked in the same spot, or is like
Looks like yeah, it looks like bright day. So after so someone telling you that it's 5 a.m. definitely looks way too bright and far along in the day for it to be 5 a.m. You know. Okay, so as you guys are coming up then on the 28th of Alizaris, and immediately that phrase probably doesn't mean much to you guys. It looks like this world does use a different calendar.
Fuck.
So that will be something you will tackle as you go. I will send you the calendar, but easily enough, you have documentation and stuff on board. In the captain's quarters that were once Syracuse, there are tomes and stuff, and you can kind of track a calendar and stuff. And other people can help you. So we are going to go in then to exploration mode as we are determining how long your journey to the Ironwood takes. The way exploration mode is going to work, this is going to kind of happen in. You basically are going to have two options here. You can either do downtime, which is where you can work on some personal projects during travel, or you can be part of the crew that is running the ship, making its way there. You need at least one pilot and 4 crew members. You do have NPCs that you can use to fill the gaps, though. So if you guys have any particular project, I know, for example, Luna, where you were talking about doing some crafting, you can use this travel time as downtime to craft. But that means that you are not available to do the exploration stuff. So that's where you guys are going to decide who's doing what, exploration or downtime. I'll let you guys quickly decide amongst yourselves while I take a drink of water.
During this first bit of exploration, will everybody okay if I do downtime to actually check in with the crew and see who's joining officially?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that'd be fine. I think I have a pick up the pace feat, which I could utilize. That'll essentially get us the equivalent of an extra hex of movement. So I was planning on doing exploration. So I could potentially do that. If Pim wants to do some downtime stuff, that would free Pim up, I believe, on that. It's up to you. Because I could do it without automata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll just I'll be helming.
Okay, so you'll be exploration too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, Luna. Crafting.
Well, before I can craft, I would, I guess, spend this time to check if this ship has a room or something that has spare parts to try and find materials.
Sure, absolutely. No role required, Luna. What we'll do is we'll just say that your first day is just kind of getting acquainted with the ship and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because you do find some things. You do find several items on this ship. I'll move closer to the mic. You do find several items on the ship that might prove useful. Luna, let's do you first. As far as things that you find on the ship, you find the ship does have a store of materials. There is a ship's battery as well. First off, the cannons, we'll start there. The cannons are different. These cannons, as you observe them, seem to function somewhat differently than the ones that you remember. These have, as you're looking at them, it looks like it has a cartridge of cannon fire or spikes that you load into it, and it shoots a series of spikes, and then before you have to reload it, so you get more than one shot before you have to reload. Essentially, you have a cannon with a clip, with a magazine.
That summarizes the notes part pretty good.
Okay.
Cannon with magazine.
You have what's called an air repeater cannon. Now, you assessing the ammunition, it does not look as deadly as a regular cannonball, but you can shoot several of them without having to reload, before having to reload.
Okay.
You also find the figurehead that you guys had secured in the Frog Grove. That is still there, and you do know that that is magical. In this world, though, as you're kind of examining it, the magic in the D&D, it gave a fear effect. In this world, it actually is an about-face figurehead, so you can turn your ship 180 degrees on a dime.
Oh, sweet.
It's not installed, though. But you do have it.
Okay.
But it's not installed. You need a shipwright to install it.
Okay.
The other item that you find, Luna, this one I'm going to actually have you go ahead and roll me an Arcana check for. Let's see if you figure out what this one does.
That is a pretty solid roll, 33.
33, you definitely figure out what it does. What you find is best described as a gray cloud. You find a gray, slightly green tinged solid cloud that as you interact with it, it's kind of spongy to the touch. And this is, you find this in the sensor chamber, where, you know, the sensor that houses Oka's spirit is. This cloud is incredibly soft and you can lift it with very little effort. But you do have to use two hands to make sure that it doesn't like slide out of your grasp. Okay. What you have here is, you with your 30, you learn that you can blow across the surface of the cloud, and as it floats free, it does create a strong breeze. And for the next 8 hours, it will increase the amount of time that your group can hustle. Adding another 20 minutes times 10. So it grants the vehicle an extra speed boost as well.
Nice.
As it kind of, yeah, as you basically create wind that powers behind. There's a giant wheel on Oka's will, and as you kind of handle it and you blow into it, Pim and Edenor, who are on the deck doing the actual exploration, you feel the ship just kind of lurch forward as it's moving on top speed. The wheel behind you now propelling, right? And you're cooking.
I didn't do that.
I mean, neither did I.
So it's like a cloud, spongy material. It doesn't. It's not floating in midair, is it?
It is, yeah. It's like floating in the chamber, but yeah, you actually you do have to activate it by like holding it and blowing on it,
Okay.
And then it gives the ship the movement speed boost.
Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Initial.
So yeah, so the ship takes off. Those are some of the items that you find, and then you have your formula book. You do find that it looks like Luna of this world did keep a formula book, and it does have several things inside there already. You chose those already. Okay. As far as materials, yeah, I'd say you find enough. You find a few materials on board. If you wanted to start working on some projects, you just let me know.
Okay.
I think that is that a dog squeaker on my phone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Right. So Luna, you get to work on that. Lycus, you were also doing some downtime, right? You're talking to the crew.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, figure out who all is an official member, give them the spiel of here's your earnings and blah 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 blah
Sure.
blah, and just to get an actual like head count of who we are.
Sure. Okay. We'll just run through the NPC list real quick with you then. All right. Just kind of a summary for you. As far as crew, the automatons are all yours. They don't really, they're not doing anything. Clink is crew. Jinzo is crew. Zane is crew. Dorian is temporary crew. Dorian does not really like the idea of being a pirate, but he is an experienced sailor, and essentially he is saying that when you guys come into a port with people, he will make his decision then. Okay. Brock, not crew. Gazalik, not crew. Ashara, the birdfolk, the Strix, not crew. And then I think that leaves Sarah and Yoma, who are kids, their crew.
Temerity?
Temerity. Temerity's your interaction with Temerity is a little interesting actually. When you approach Temerity, there's kind of a, of course, Captain, I'd be happy to lend you aid if I'll offer what prayers I can, and you're welcome to join me.
Great, thanks. Maybe, yeah, no.
So Ednar poking his head out, just thumbs up to Temerity.
Temerity is crew.
Okay, cool.
And then so Martha, and then the other people that you rescued. Martha, that's an interaction we should roleplay.
Okay.
So, you find Martha in the ship's hold. Martha is actually working with Gazalik at the moment, reviewing a collection of herbs and tinctures that Gazalik had secured from Wabadubdum in the Frog Grove, the alchemist, the herbalist there. And as Martha's going through, she's saying, like, "Oh, yes, this is quite good. Look at the freshness of this. This is remarkable, Mr. Gazalik. I'm sure these will help." And Gazalik goes, "Yes, fresh herbs, good for medicines." And you see the other 4 prisoners. Some of them are still somewhat injured. The ones gathered there, they all appear either human or half elf in heritage. One of them is a rather strapping young man with blonde hair. The other is a kind of short half elf with a bob cut, and blinking profusely. You can tell she's got, looks like, bad eyesight. There is a lanky half elf as well with kind of like shoulder length shaggy brown hair, and then there is one last companion. The 4th member is a human female with disheveled red hair. And then there's Martha, who is a elderly human, tan skin, gray hair, freckles on the face. She's wearing kind of a green dress that is torn and not in good condition at the moment, given her recent rescue. And she also has a yellow scarf around her neck in a similar condition. And as you enter, she goes, Captain, I was hoping we might have a chance to speak.
Yeah, I was I was also hoping for that. Hey, David, I have a question for you. Does the
Sure.
weave? We've been traveling for a minute. Does the weave still feel weird in this area, Or do you
No.
think cantrips
No,
are now fine?
it's passed. Yeah, it's cantrips are good.
Cool.
I'm gonna roll your check here in just a moment, but you're past that. You're past that tax. Yeah.
Cool. Then yeah, when we sit down, I think I want to do a prestidigitation to make their clothes seem a little nicer.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, you do. Oh, why? Thank you, Captain. That's most gracious of you.
Yeah, I'm newer to magic, so I wish I would have done it sooner. You just, decency and all.
It's very reassuring to hear. I must admit, I understand things are quite chaotic, but I was doing my best to ascertain the culture of your vessel, and it seems, at least thus far, quite nice, polite.
Enough. Uh, well, I'm glad you were looking around and getting a feel for us, because, well, eventually we're going to have to decide what you want to do.
Yes.
We will be landing in the Ironwood within some time. Ashara will be taking off to their land, but they will be flying there themselves. So the chance of you going with them is pretty slim. But at the Ironwood, you'll be given the chance to disembark and go about your lives. However, as I'm sure you've heard, we're a pirate crew, and we're amassing our own group. The more people we can get, the better. And you and your people survived imprisonment on the Nautiloid. That alone is enough to give you a chance if you're, interested.
Thank you for the offer. It's very gracious of you. I will be honest, a life of piracy was not something I had ever considered, but I suppose, given circumstances as they are, perhaps I should broaden my expectations. I am a florist by trade, and myself and the others here, this is Thread points at the blonde individual, Selma, the short individual with the bobbed cut, Craggy, the tall, lanky guy with the shaggy hair, and Fafney, the
Did you say
redhead.
Craggy?
Craggy.
Okay, poor man.
Yeah, so Craggy.
And the last one?
Fafney. It's like Daphne with an F. So, we all hail from the city of Red Hessel. We never imagined traveling the continent and seeing places like the Whispering Jungle or the Ironwood. Is there no chance you would be taking your voyage that way?
I really wish we could help you in that endeavor, but our current plans are to, well, encounter a bit of opposition in the Ironwood. And once that's done, there are priorities that I have to consider. We have many crewmates who they need things. Yoma, the youngest of us, I promised that we'd find her father. There are others who are in search of their loved ones, others who just have wants and needs. And while I want to help you, they are my crew, and they are my priority.
I understand. Well, I suppose that gives us quite a bit to think about. Yeah.
I just wanted to give them like a little spiel, like, hey, this is what it means to be a pirate in terms of this ship. and like you don't have to be a combatant. You just have to be able to participate and help. Uh, and give them the spiel so they can think it over.
Sure. Mm, That's certainly an interesting offer. I think I will do as you suggest. I will think it over. Um, Perhaps I will see what opportunities the Ironwood has to offer before I make the decision. A, a life at sea is, well, I only know flowers. I don't imagine that would keep well on a vessel such as this.
Well, there's there's a lot of skills in such a trade, and just kind of glancing over at Gazalik, you obviously know a lot of herbs, and there's a lot more to do with that than just arrangements of and whatnot. So maybe if the time calls, you'll be able to help us one way or another.
I very much intend to. We all here owe you our lives for the rescue. If you had not gotten us off of the Fractaline ship, I, I do not know what would have happened.
Yeah, well, that isn't a reality anymore, so don't worry. If you can find a way to grow a I don't know, a small tree with some fruits, scurvy has killed a lot of people. So make that top of your list.
I can possibly consider a few ideas. Gazalik here has certainly gathered quite a wide selection of starters that I can consider.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Martha. And I thank each of the other people. Thread, which is was the hot blonde.
Yeah.
I want to use that feat that's like intimidating glare. I want to find a way to do the opposite, where it's just like wink.
Come hither, glare.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give him one of those.
That's a 16 on the die for, I don't know, charisma.
Yeah.
16 plus 3, 19. Just how you doing?
So, you know that meme where it's the guy walking past the chicken red, and all right, so you give that, and Thread kind of smiles. There's a little bit of a sparkle, a little bit of a connection. And Lycus, you don't see it, but as you are walking out, Fafnir just kind of smacks him on the chest.
I walk out of there and just like, I still got it.
You fox, you.
No more X's. No more.
Arc 4, the ultimate villain is Thread. Okay.
That happens, you're getting snipped.
Our explorers. You two. Okay, so Pim, you are at the helm. And Edenor, you are guiding the ship. You're flying ahead, kind of thing.
Yeah, it could be guiding. Essentially, the pick up the pace is more of like extolling others to like move faster.
Sure.
So it's kind of like more encouraging the crew to kind of keep going. Right.
Sure. Yeah. So I'll say your crew at the moment consists of, because you need 4, so it'll be the 3 automatons, Brock Knackle, Pim at the helm, and then actually no, we don't need Brock because you're here. So so Brock will go do some downtime.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. You guys. So it's a hustle, I believe, for pick up the pace. Is what you roll.
Yeah. So it's a hustle.
Or, actually, there's no roll for it.
I don't think there's a roll. It's just,
no, it's just the multi. Okay, so let's do some math here.
Yep.
Hang on, friends, because you guys are gonna get one. I'll say, you know what? I'm just gonna give you 2 extra hexes, and we'll work out what the proper math should be later, because you have the wind at your back and the
and the pick up the pace.
Pick up the pace. Yep. So between the 2 of those, you guys are gonna get 2 extra hexes. The current condition of your ship left you with 3 initially, meaning you guys can move 5 hexes.
Woo.
Okay.
Right.
Now I am going to roll
Get a
for
lot of
potential.
different encounters.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for potential encounters here. Okay,
Would you-
so we'll
are you-
start with number.
Anyone rolling a reflex save, like to not fall off the ship?
No. You guys are cooking. You guys are
Going
inside. I
real
mean,
fast.
I will say the ship though, it's damaged, and even going at this speed in its condition.
So they like the
Yeah, there's some boards straining and groaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing outright cracking or breaking yet, but this is definitely pushing it. Okay.
Pilgrims
Okay.
used to ride these for miles.
Okay. First hex as you guys are going through. Okay. Okay, let me just kind of do some quick tracks here. First, because you guys kind of planned out the route already. You have to head north up the Cortluat River. A lot of you have been to the Ironwood, so you have an idea of where it is. It is north, slightly northeast, like northeast, east, or east
Okay.
northeast. Or no, northeast.
Northwest.
Northwest, actually. Sorry. I know how to navigate.
I am sailor.
Okay. I am sailor. You guys go forward. So you guys continue. You guys are staying in the valley, heading forward. Up ahead, Edenor and Pim. You guys are traveling along, and in the distance, as you are making your way, zipping past the Whispering Jungle. The Whispering Jungle is it's an incredible wilderness. You passed mist-laden mountains with slopes of just jungle canopies growing out of it. It is an untamed realm that threatens to unnerve you with mysteries. You do see, as you are flying over, a definitive edge to the tree line where the last wave flooded through, and it looks like just this awe-striking, grievous wound where the water had gone past. Right? I mean, it's eye-opening, the power of nature. Up ahead, you are moving quickly, so it's a little bit difficult to tell when the wind shifted, but you suddenly start to see up ahead of you a brewing storm. You see dark clouds stirring, shifting up ahead. You see an impenetrable wall of just dark clouds. You get a sinister feeling, and as you get even just that much closer, you start to smell an acrid, acidic smell. You guys have already experienced being in an acid rain event before. As you make your way north. From the two of you, can I get a quick, let's call this nature? No, let's call this society.
Society.
Could I use nature instead?
Well, give me a second, actually.
Easy roll. Plus 30,
Because
right?
the very different if it's a nature or society for me. So-
Okay, hang on. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Give us a mo. I will allow Arcana.
Oh,
All right, I'll take that. That's still better.
yep.
Sure. Arcana.
So that is going to be a 17 for me.
17.
23
For
for
Arcana.
Pim. For doing Arcana.
Okay. If we're doing Arcana, Pim, you succeed. Pim, Edenor, unfortunately, this just looks like a really weird. This just looks like a strange
cloud.
weather event. Yeah, but I will say this is not just some little weather event. Like this is the entire valley up ahead of you. Like just spanning from mountain range to mountain range.
Does this look like the same effect as that the storm spear had?
No.
Okay.
But you were successful, Pim, and this does look. This gives you similar vibes to when you encountered Varanya,
Oh no.
the black dragon. You remember that Varanya's name in the language of the lizard folk is the Black Storm. and you can tell that up ahead is probably the edge of her territory.
Okay.
We shouldn't
Head
go
left.
that way.
Yeah.
Rerouting.
So, you guys keep in mind, you guys are in the valley. You could turn away from here, but then you will be traveling through the mountain range. You'll have to travel through the mountain range.
I'd
Which
rather do
is an
that
option.
than encounter a dragon, personally.
With your dad that she wants to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
As-
helmsman, where are we going?
Yeah.
I just drive the thing. Let's ask the captain.
Well, hey, no, he's doing his other stuff. You're the helmsman
Oh, okay, then we're going around.
and HR.
We're going around it. Okay.
We're going around.
As you're doing this, it's taking a little bit. It takes time for the ship to turn. Ashara will just approach you all and just say, "If this is where you are turning, then I will leave from here."
Oh yeah, we have to
Do
drive.
what you must.
I bid you all farewell.
When they're gonna leave, can I hand them something to take to their people?
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to write a letter to like the person who's their leader, essentially.
Sure.
Just kind of noting like, hey, this is who we are,
Mhm.
and we're backing the Frog Grove and so on and so forth. This is how we could be your allies. And because I know we're sending Ashara to basically say that, but I want to leave like a personal message saying, I want to be in an alliance with your people and would like to have a personal discussion,
Okay.
not just just between them and the Frog Grove, but us. Yeah, something formal. Sorry.
Sure.
You sign it?
Oh, of course.
It's a paw print.
Yeah, I turn into a little wolf, get a little blood on there, back up.
Should
In
we
blood. Wow.
should we request their help at the Ironwood?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Let's just throw
Okay,
that in there
there's a
next
request
to
for
you're
the
writing
Ironwood.
something.
Okay.
Do we still have that bomb on the boat?
Yeah, I think we do.
As far as you guys should, I'll have to remind me to make a stat block for that thing.
Okay.
Ashara takes the missive and bows to you all. It has been a pleasant experience voyaging with you for as long as I did. Rest assured, I will put in a good word with my leaders.
And
Thank you.
best of luck to you with guarding the elemental gate.
Thank you. Fair winds find you.
Best of luck.
And Ashara takes off the back of the ship. Real quick, I'll show you Ashara's token here. That's what Ashara looks like.
Oh,
That is a
Interesting.
change.
That is a
significant
That's a
change,
spooky
yeah.
change.
That is a Strix for you. Okay.
Cool.
I noticed that the speech pattern changes. There's no more.
Yeah, I know. I'm not cooing anymore.
No more cooing.
Actually, before Ashara leaves, will say one thing. Do be careful traversing the mountains. The Charauka are active in that region, and they are a dangerous tribe.
Do we know what that is?
All of you, Ashara takes off. All of you
Okay,
might
bye.
For the
know.
warning and not telling us any information.
Go ahead. Let's see. Lycus can go ahead and roll.
What kind of lore is this?
Let me see here. I know Lycus for sure is. I honestly think Lycus might be the only one, but let
I
me take a
technically
look.
have Strix lore, but
You do?
Nah, he
Technically.
shouldn't.
I
Technically,
should.
he does.
No, I just don't. I don't know what lore to change it to.
I will allow a society from everybody else, everybody, but no, everybody. If
Oh, okay.
if you are trained in society, actually no, If you're
I'm not
expert in
trained.
society, you can take the roll.
Okay.
Lycus, though, you don't have to be. You can go ahead and just roll.
All right. Uh, is it one of my lores or?
No, just a society.
Okay.
I'm untrained, so I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, so you can't. Luna, what's your
No, I'm
what's your proficiency?
Just trained.
Okay. Him,
Uh,
what's your proficiency by chance for society?
Untrained.
Untrained. Okay, so it'll just Lycus. Good luck.
Cool. Well, that's a 14 on the die plus 0 because society.
Okay, that's okay. A 14 is enough. 14 is enough because, Lycus, you did dwell in this jungle for some time. You lived among the Gripply for a few years, right? You learned that the jungle is not just simply a jungle. It is really a collection of different communities and creatures. The Gripply are one such community, the lizard folk, right? The Strix. And another community is the Charao Ka. The Charao Ka are demon worshipping monkey people.
Great.
Awesome. I want to be friends.
Oh, these would not want to be friends.
But it sounds
Allies?
cool.
the Gripply would you remember the Pond Mother telling you things like, do not go into the mountains because the Charao Ka will find you and sacrifice you to their monkey god.
Great.
Evil monkey.
My god's cooler.
My imaginary friend has wings.
Exactly.
Okay.
And is really good at reading books.
Well, that's
So-
terrifying.
Well, I mean, evil monkey people are way better than looks over at the looming storm.
Okay, I'm glad you think
Massive
so because
dragons.
I made an executive decision.
Okay. So you guys are traveling to, then you're taking a turn towards the west. Let's say northwest as you make your way around the Black Storm, and you are heading into the mountain range, into the western mountain range of the Whispering Jungle. You know that enemies may be waiting ahead, but unperturbed, your voyage continues. And that is where we will pick up with you guys when we come back in a couple of weeks.
Woo! Oh my.
So we have
Alright.
4 movements left, or is it 3 movements left?
So the mountains will actually be difficult terrain for you because of the
Okay.
wind, because the wind patterns change. So it's going to cost another 2 activities for hex, right?
hex.
I'll measure it out for you.
Okay.
So we had
So-
that was counted as 1. So then
One,
we
so you have 2
enough
hexes.
for
each.
2 more hexes. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Awesome, guys. It's been awesome playing with you guys. As always, I'm super happy to be back. We're looking forward for the next couple of weeks and seeing where your adventure goes. And then if you guys are interested in seeing where this adventure goes, keep the lock here. Check us out every couple of weeks here at Stealthy Elf Productions, where you can see not only this campaign, but next week you will also be able to enjoy another campaign, Unearthed Inheritance, with the talents of Blue Button and Tales Archived, right? So definitely check us out next week. Guys, any socials you want to plug? Because I got a few that I would like to, but I want to make sure you get a chance.
No, I'm okay.
Delta Cryptid Productions, for sure.
Yeah. So if you look up Delta Cryptid Productions anywhere on the internet, you'll actually just find me. As well as you just look up Lycus Stratus. It also just comes straight to me. And I have a number of socials that I don't really use because I'm bad at them, but I'm getting better at having time and management. So we'll see about that.
Awesome.
And recall
So, yeah,
that
guys-
you can get the first, 23 episodes of
25?
25 episodes of
24,
Sandsea
25
Saga
episodes.
over on Delta Cryptid. So check it out if you
Exactly.
want the
Yeah.
rest of the story.
Context.
Mm-hmm.
And then you should also check us out over at Known Realms Telesh over at Tales Archived, where you'll see a few familiar faces. All right. Have a great day, guys. Players, thank you all for playing. Viewers, thank you all for viewing, and we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.